I work as a DA on campus. A DA is someone that sits at the front desk of resident halls, swipe in the residents, manage all front desk operations. I usually work graveyard hours, which are 11:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., which those hours are pretty crazy, but I get a lot of homework done. So no harm, no foul. Yeah. So I was working a graveyard shift at Laurel Hall. These two men approached me, and they started talking to me in a way that seemed friendly, and I was really trying to make myself seem receptive to that friendship because I honestly just needed friends. And that conversation quickly evolved into something that made it apparent that those men weren't looking for friendship. But I did talk to my boss the next day, told him about the situation where I didn't feel comfortable because of the way that they were speaking to me. As the conversation evolved, it was clear they wanted more than just friendship. Maybe not even friendship, I think they just wanted sex. And that made me uncomfortable, and I didn't know how to deal with that. So I kept trying to seem friendly, but I felt so uncomfortable. I talked to my boss the next day, and I filed for Title IX, and I decided that I no longer wanted to work at Laurel Hall, and I didn't. For the rest of the semester, I didn't work at Laurel. Next year rolls around, and college is in person for real. And I was really excited for that because I thought, that's my opportunity to make connections and make new friends. So I did that. I really wanted to make myself seem friendly and open to talking to people. And within the first month of the semester, I got catcalled, and I just been feeling not good. I've just been feeling not good. I've been feeling pretty burnt out recently. My classes have been getting pretty hard. My workload is getting pretty intense. It's been making me question whether or not I'm built to be in computer science. But one of the biggest factors of my pressing doubt is the experiences I've had with men on campus. I hate to say it because I've had some really great experiences with men on campus. I've met some really great young men who I think I've made life-lasting friendships with. But I've also had several experiences with men, and while in the grand scheme of experiences that I've had with people might seem minuscule, they really affect me. When I was in high school, I grew up where women were the forefront in most activities. The best educators in my high school were women. The best students, most of them were women. I'm talking valedictorian, salutatorian, drum major, senior class president, student council president, student council vice president. The best basketball team was the women's basketball team. All of them were led by women. And I guess that's just something I was spoiled or grew up with. When I got my acceptance letter from NJIT and I committed to NJIT, I was aware that there was a big imbalance between men and women in ratio, especially in computer science. But I figured that's not something that I should worry about because I knew that I could excel in really any environment that I put in. And honestly, I was just really interested in computer science. Okay, and I thought I could do it. I don't think that has changed. I still think I could do it. But now that I'm here and I'm in it, and I look around in my operating systems class, there's only 5 girls and a lecture hall of 70 people. Or I go to my databases class, and out of a class of 30 people, there's literally only 2 women, one of them being me. I can't lie, it's getting a little intimidating. I've tried to make friends here at NJIT with men several times. It has landed in utter failure. Again, I don't want to say that all men that I've had interactions with were like this. I'm just saying that I've had enough experiences with men like this that it's affected my ability to make connections with others, my thoughts on being a computer science major here at NJIT. There are so many times where I think I make a good guy friend, where we have inside jokes, we actively hang out. Sometimes we even make plans to hang out again in the future. But then they make a pass at me, or they learn that I'm not interested in dating them, and then they they never speak to me again, or I just never feel comfortable speaking with them again. And on one hand, I'm like, great, he doesn't deserve my friendship or my time. On the other hand, I just feel sad because I feel like I lost a friend. I lost a chance. And it's been a little tough because I don't know, like, I have other redeeming qualities, you know, besides the fact that I'm something that you can date. I'm like funny and driven and kind. I'm willing to put myself out there for others. I have qualities that are worthwhile. So I don't understand why, like, as soon as they learn that I can't give them sex or romance, they just leave. And it's just been a little heartbreaking to, I guess, come to terms with that. I have changed a lot of aspects of my life to feel safer on campus. First, it started off with, I'm changing where I work. Then it started to evolve. Like, oh, I got catcalled down this street. I just won't walk down this street anymore. Oh, I won't dress as femininely. I'll be less open to conversation, or I'll do less favors for people because I don't want them to think that I want something out of them. I'll smile less. I'll attend less events. I'll reply to Instagram DMs less. These things that I'm changing about me, they haven't solved anything. This will always happen, okay? I've wanted to make this video for a while now. It was difficult because I didn't know how to pinpoint what emotion I was feeling. At first, I was feeling very confused because I didn't know why I was experiencing these things. But now I'm just feeling angry. I spent so much of my time here changing aspects about myself that I love to feel safe. And that's not fair. On the grand scheme of things, my problems seem pretty small. I know that a woman living in the 21st century definitely has it better than women in the 20th century, the 19th century, especially women in STEM. They're much more accepted now in the 21st century. And I'm pretty lucky to be living in America where women are formidable forces in the workplace. That doesn't change the fact that I'm feeling so isolated within my own major. It doesn't change the fact that I'm questioning whether I'm good enough. I'm thinking, last year I filed for a Title IX. This year I filed for another Title IX. Next year I have a feeling this trend will continue. I can't help but think that if this is what it's like just in education, what's it gonna be like in the workplace? Will this ever change? And I have a feeling that it won't. I am particularly heartbroken about the kind of dilemma that I'm having because I don't think there's a solution. Most of my problems, I could always change it by, approaching it differently or changing some aspect about myself so I could view the problem as some sort of solution. And this time, I'm not willing to change. I can't keep changing. These aspects about myself that I love, how much I smile, how femininely I dress, the kindness I show to other people, I'm not willing to change those things. Those things took time for me to grow, and they're parts of myself that I love, and I'm not willing to change them for anyone. No, not anymore. No. I have a pretty good support system here at NJIT. Obviously, I have my mom and dad back at home, and my sibling. They've been a great support. And I've also met some really cool women and gender non-conforming people that have such a unique perspective on what femininity is. So that's been nice to see. I especially owe my roommates and my friend Ivy. She's probably heard me rant about the men here a million times, and she always listens. I love that girl. When I'm feeling lost in times like these, I try to think about women that I look up to. I think about, Grace Hopper or Frida Kahlo or Yayoi Kusama. I think about my mother. I'm trying to find where they got that strength. I have a feeling that this problem will never change. And I wish I could end this on some sort of hopeful note where I know that things will get better in the future. But I have a feeling that I'm always going to feel a little out of place in STEM. And no matter how passionate I get about learning about the things that I'm learning about, or how hard I work to achieve good grades, I'm always going to feel this aspect of isolation, being fetishized, sexualized. And I really don't know how to deal with it. I guess I want to make this video to ask for your advice. Have you ever been in a scenario where the words of the people around you, the behavior of the people around you, and more importantly, the thoughts that you have about yourself are betraying you and making you think that you don't belong? And what do you do about it? Because I really, I'm just feeling a little lost. I'm feeling burnt out. I'm feeling tired. And I'm just feeling lost. I hope that you don't change for anyone. That took too much time. No one deserves that. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Hang in there.